This podcast is brought to you by Infinite Resources, a local staffing agency connecting diverse job candidates in central Iowa companies.
Amplified.
Welcome back to the Midwest Amateur Boxing Podcast with Coach Pena. Today we have local MMA fighter, coach, and gym owner, Nate Williams. How you doing, Nate?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
Not bad, man. Though it's been a while. We run into each other from time to time. You're busy, I'm busy. You know how it goes. So we try to squeeze this in. I've been wanting to talk to an MMA guy for a while now, since that's how I got started back into this, was through MMA. So tell us a little about yourself, Nate, in your gym.
My gym's called Real Warrior Academy. It's been open for 3 years. I had a gym previous called The Warrior Academy with a good friend of mine, Steve Muniz, and Pepe. Pepe was also in there as well, doing the boxing program. Then COVID hit and a bunch of stuff happened, so we had to shut down. But I opened up my own spot now. Yeah, it's awesome. We have striking, like kickboxing, Muay Thai, grappling, MMA, strength and conditioning. Have kids classes as well. Yeah, man, it's been pretty good.
Nice. Let them know where you're located at, Nate.
2828 Hubble Avenue. It's right next to Hilltop Restaurant.
Okay. What do you have coming up, Nate? I know we talked before. You mentioned something about stepping into the boxing ring. I wasn't for sure if that went through or not, but what's your plans in 2024?
Man, I was supposed to take a boxing fight, but the dude didn't want it because of my MMA background. Well, this is boxing. This is different.
Yeah.
Different atmosphere, different sport. So, I mean, it is what it is. But no, I'm fighting January 20th, MMA fight, back in my hometown of Waterloo, for Man-Made Promotions. It's gonna be a good fight. The guy's a banger, likes to stand up and bang. He's a boxer, but also does a lot of jiu-jitsu, so it's right up my alley.
Nice. And I know too, by just watching some of your fights, you grab them, take them down.
Yeah.
You pretty much, that's you down there. That's you down there for sure.
Yeah, I try to be on the ground.
You know, my doors are always welcome, open. You need to come in and get some sparring with us. Like you said, it's different. I always tell people, the striking is different from MMA to boxing. That's just how it goes. That's just my opinion. Other people might have their own opinions, but like I said earlier in my podcast, people have opinions and they have choices. Everyone has their own opinion and their own choices. So yeah, that's cool to hear that you have that going on. And you also know that I'm partnering up with Gilbert Gonzalez with the RFA, the Real Fighters Association. We're going to start bringing boxing back here to Des Moines, get a bunch of local guys on it. And, you're welcome for that.
Okay, when's that?
March 16th. March 16th is the first. It's going to be a pro-am show. So what we have going on for that one is, as of right now, it keeps changing. You know how it goes. We have a meeting once every Sunday. Last I know, we have it just changed over the last 2 weeks, so we didn't have a meeting last Sunday. But I think we have about 7 pro fights and probably about 7 amateur fights. So it's a pro-am, and of course, I'm going to have my elite guys on there. I'll have maybe 3 or 4 of my elite guys. So what I'm talking about elite is when you get to the seniors or the minute-wise. So we can go 3-minute rounds instead of having a bunch of amateur kids in there going 1 minute. That's not, we want to give the fans worth their money to come out.
Right.
Like I said, that show is booked as in vouch for right now. But you never know how things go out. People stay ready. They don't have to get ready. You know how that goes. That's what I always say. Stay ready so you don't have to get ready to step in and take a fight. I wouldn't say last minute, but I've been telling Gilbert, hey, just got to make sure you get these guys, let them know the fight's here, get them signed up. So if something drops off, we can get somebody else in there. We're just trying to right now build our fighters resume as in who all wants to get on the card and stuff like that. So you're always welcome under that. if you ever want to, 'cause I know you want to, because you talked about the one that's supposed to be in Minnesota, correct? That's the one
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
talking about.
I want to at least do 1 or 2 boxing fights. I think that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah. Most,
I've done
yeah,
every other martial art. I've done jiu-jitsu matches. I've done Muay Thai, kickboxing matches,
yep,
MMA,
yep.
wrestling.
Might as well.
I think the last thing I need to cross off my list is a boxing match.
And that's funny you said that, because that's what Corey Simpson's doing. So Corey
Yeah,
Simpson is on his card too, and he said that's his bucket list to get on that a boxing one. So I think I'm thinking, I know he's going to be part of this show. And
yeah,
the opponent, I'm not going to reveal his opponent yet, but it should be a good fight. It should be a good
yeah,
fight. And I'm looking forward to
yeah. I
that.
love that.
I like when Corey comes in and spars. It's a good time. But
I like Corey. He's a banger. He'll be a good fight.
yeah, like I said, other than that, when it's funny, because when I first got started back into MMA, I started into boxing, it was through MMA at Sally's. I bounced around a couple of different gyms before I just said, I need to go back to the boxing, because that's just where I'm at. That's just me.
Mhm.
Um, what do you think is the difference that you've seen between boxing and MMA?
Angles. Angles are different. A lot of boxing that you kind of stay close in, a little bit closer in, and MMA you have to stand out because of the kicks, throwing the knees. Yeah, just a lot of the angles. Angles are so different from boxing to MMA. Because you think you're out of range, boom, here comes a kick right up to the face. So I think that's one of the biggest things is angles.
Angles. Would you say movements is big too?
Yes, movements and
That's how I
angles
say.
are
Your
two of
defense.
the biggest things.
That's why I tell people all the time. So your defense is through your movement. If you don't
Mhm.
move, you can get, like MMA, you're gonna get kicked, you're gonna get grabbed, you're gonna get taken down. In boxing, that's the main part. You move to angles. If once you're moving, you're off the line. You're not gonna get hit as much. It's the
Right.
ones that like to sit on the line and think they're Mr. Tough Guy, the ones that make their fights harder than it should be in
Yeah,
boxing. That's just my
definitely.
opinion. Because I've seen some that do that. I've seen some that move very well. I see some that do both. You have to pick and choose your times to stay in the line. We both know
Right,
that.
definitely.
Like for you guys, I'm sure if you for wrestlers or jiu-jitsu guys, you pretty much want to do some kind of movement to get to taking them down. And
Hmm.
that's the same thing for the boxers trying to get to the inside. You got to make that move to get to the inside. But as the boxers, you don't got to worry about getting taken down
Yeah,
like you
like
do
in
in
MMA,
MMA.
in wrestling, we always tell them snap in the head. You gotta get that move them, get that angle, get them stepping one way. So you get them stepping one way, boom, you go back the other way. We call it like the misdirection.
Yeah, pretty much
So yeah,
putting them
I mean,
off angle.
I
Yeah,
completely
pretty
understand
much.
what you're saying.
Yeah, pretty much putting them off base so you can get an easier
Yeah,
takedown. That's what I'm trying to tell these guys about how base is very important in striking your power. I mean, from boxing, your power comes from your legs.
yep,
That's how you power. A lot of people just think just swinging. Now you can throw a good punch and have a good base. That's where your power comes from. Like you just said, how you wing them around to get to them. That's like the same thing how we do for body shots. I always say you hit them with the high jab, blind them eyes to get to the body. You can step right in, but you got to be moving your head off the line. You can't just come in. You got to move like you do wrestlers too. You got to move over to grab them. You can't just come
right.
straight in like this. So it's kind of the same at the end of the day, but yeah, you're different things to it. I've seen, like I said, I've watched your fights before. You don't care. You're like you'll go to anyone's town to fight them if
Yeah,
it's right. But everything has to be right. You know how that goes. If it's not
yeah,
right, then it doesn't make sense. The people who didn't want to box you just they did research. Believe me, if when them fights are taken at first and then they back out, it's because they did their research.
definitely. Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
um,
Like even if like yeah, they did their research. Just trust me. Or they're just trying to was it their guy's first fight? Do you know, or did he have fights?
he fought before. He's had a bunch of amateur fights. He's had a couple of boxing fights. So he's had like 2 or 3 fights, and those would be my first pro fight. So
So he was the amateur boxer.
yeah,
He was a pussy. That's all that was at the end of the day. If he had the amateur resume, had enough and he'd already had a pro fight. Man, stop being a pussy. Pretty much. That's just
I feel that.
keep it
I feel
real.
that.
Keep it real. You want to cuss, have to say something every now and then. I have to say something like that because that's how I see it. Um, like the one time when I took Gilbert back to Davenport back in June, that pro-am, and he was fighting a boxer. And Gilbert, we all know Gilbert was MMA. He never boxed, but he's been with me for a minute. Everyone knew that but them.
Right.
So they thought it was going to be easy work, and it didn't turn out very well for that guy. Because stick to plans.
Gilbert has hands though.
Yeah, stick to the plans and keep until the coach says otherwise. And we stuck to the plan, and it worked out exactly the way we drew it up. And I know as you're a coach, you guys always have a plan A and a plan B. Sometimes you might even have to have a plan C, but
Right.
I don't like seeing the C. I like the A. Just stick to the A.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't work, then we go to B. But
Definitely.
that A will always come back later on down the road, somewhere in that round. It's gonna, you just gotta stick to the stuff. But so tell me some. I want to know who was your hardest fight you think in your career? I know you had a lot of fights, or it wasn't. I wouldn't say hardest fight. To say the one that stuck out the most, like the crowd going crazy. Were you at home? Were you on the road? And stuff like that.
Honestly, it have to be the 4-man tournament. It was back in 2012 for the flyweight title for MCC. It was me, Tony Crowder, Jovan Miles, and Johnny Coleman. It was a 4-man tournament fight for the title at 125. I fought the first fight of the night. It went all 3 rounds. It was, I won the fight, but it was a pretty hard fight. And then Tony and Johnny fought, lasted 30 seconds. Tony won armbar. So I was like, well, fuck. This is gonna be tough because I went 3 5-minute rounds and he went 30 seconds. Luckily, I was able to take him down in the first round, beat him up a little bit, took him down the second round, and ended up finishing him with a key lock. We've always had bad blood, me and Tony. So I think that was one of my biggest wins that I enjoy because we've had beef. And then I actually fought him again a couple years later, took him down and submitted him, I think, in the first round. So I think those are my 2 biggest wins because he's always had some kind of beef with me for some reason. Yeah. Would never tell me why. So
and that's the place to take care of everything at is in the ring or in the cage. That's how I say.
We're cool now. No, we're cool now. I have nothing bad to say about him, but I mean, we're good now. So.
Things happen. People change. I understand all that. Yep. So like I try to tell the kids these days, they're like, hey, coach, these kids are at school. Baby. I said, nope, don't put hands on them because the last thing I need is someone calling my gym saying, hey, I have a kid from your gym fighting. I don't need all that. So I tell them, I say, hey, if they think they're that much of a boxer, tell their parent to get a hold of me. We can sign some waivers and come in here and figure it out in the ring. Trust me, they're not going to show up. Trust me. Like I know the ones that come in off the street want to say, yeah, I want to box. I want to do this. I want to do that. Right when they leave out the door, I'll turn to my coach. He ain't coming back because they'll see the work. They'll see the grind. Yep. They'll see the work. They'll see the grind. They'll see the sparring and be like, no, that ain't for me. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's like I said, like it's like I said, we were at the same gym for a minute. Our times were a little bit different at the Warrior. And everyone separates their own ways and stuff. The same thing with the other gyms. Like I said, I've been to all the MMA gyms around here. Not all of them. I think it was Pacelli's. Then Bad Intentions. I was there for a minute. I even took Jessica down to the one down by the bus station.
Oh, the one jiu-jitsu?
Yeah, we took her down there, but she was just down there to spar some of the guys and stuff, and I just worked with her on the side. That was some big space down there.
Yeah.
And then them were the only ones I went to, and then I went to Southeast Des Moines to get started off with the boxing thing. I was there for a year and a half, then I had to get my own thing. I loved the opportunity. I talked to Jerry, Pops, talked to him and said, no, hey man, I want to get back into the boxing thing. And I probably going to end up doing my own thing. He knew that, and he was okay with it. So that's how that happened. And that's pretty much probably like you moving on your own. Once you had to do all your own things, and you see a lot more as your responsibility that people don't see behind the scenes. People just think, oh,
Exactly.
it's opening the door, turning on the lights. Man, they crazy. A lot of the
Yeah.
stuff was coaches and the owners of the gym go through to try to help them guys.
Hmm.
They can get back to us by coming to the gym, listening, working out hard.
Yeah, that's
And
all I care
I'm
about.
cool. I'm cool with that. If you're a good fighter, good. If you're an average fighter, so be it.
Yeah. Everybody's welcome
So
on my gym. I don't care if you're new, you've been doing it for years. I mean, it is what it is. Just don't come in with the ego thinking that you're gonna do some things because I'll put you in check real quick. Like don't
exactly.
come into my gym thinking you're tough shit because I mean there's no reason for it. We're all there for one goal, one reason to get better and win fights, not to
Exactly.
fight in the gym and win practice. That's not how it goes. That's
That,
stupid.
that's the same thing. That's the same thing I do. And one thing I do, when, like, say we do have people come in, other coaches, I respect them coming in, bringing their kids in first of all. And all I want them to do is coach their kids. There's no reason for you to say anything to my kids if you're from a different gym. I would never go into a gym and try to tell a kid as he's sparring how he's supposed to be doing how he's supposed to be boxing when a coach is sitting there watching him. I had that
Yeah.
happen back in 2017. I had an old school guy come in and to bring one of his boxers in, and he walks up to the ring and starts yelling stuff at my boxer while one of my coaches was there. So I heard a little bit of a back and forth. I'm like, what the hell's going on? So I was over here working with someone else. I walked over, like, what the hell is going on? And then they told me what's going on. I said, no, man, we don't do that shit in here, man. I said, we don't do that shit. You worry about your own goddamn boxers. None. My coach will worry about our boxer. And the guy was like, oh man, we're from the same club, man. I grew up in your grandfather's gym back in the, I don't give a fuck. You
Right.
don't disrespect someone's gym by coming in and trying to tell someone you don't even know what we've been working on. That's like me
Exactly.
coming to your gym trying to tell someone how to freaking do jujitsu, and I don't know nothing about it. I
Right. I
understand
feel
I
that.
understand I understand this guy knew about boxing, but he don't know what we've been working on. So
Everybody has different
it's
styles.
that's it. That's all it's about. Going in there and disrespecting what's going on. At the end of the day, getting your athletes to respect the gym, because they got to remember when they're outside that gym, they're representing you.
Exactly. And that's
They're
why I tell my guys
representing
all the
you.
time. Like
Yes.
especially when you have one of our shirts on. You have one of my shirts on and you're out acting a fool. It's like,
There you go.
yeah, you're not only are you making yourself look like a jackass, you're making my gym look like shit because you want to act a
Exactly.
fool. So
Exactly. Yeah.
I completely understand what you're saying, man.
I tell you,
Completely understand.
that's the same stuff I said. I said, you outside this gym, you got our logo on. You're representing me. So don't be out there acting silly. I don't want to get no phone calls. I don't want people walking into the gym asking questions about me and fighters and stuff like that. I don't got time for all that.
Nah,
So,
neither do I.
but other than that one, so do you have any new guys, up and coming guys coming up? Like I have some guys who, do very well, but they're not new. I have some newer kids that are getting ready to fight. But do you have one that comes to mind that gets in there and grinds and you can't wait to watch him fight for the first time for you?
Uh actually Frankie Butchery, he's still in high school. He just turned 18. He had his first amateur fight. It didn't go his way, but he's a grinder. He puts in the work, puts in more work than anybody in the gym, sometimes including myself. So I know he's going to do great things. He's young. He had his first fight at MCC, lost. Um, I keep on telling him, you're young. You're 18 years old. Just turned 18. That's your first MMA fight, and you're an amateur. This is where you learn. This is where you get better. This is where you pick apart yourself, your game. Oh, I need to do this. I need to do this. Don't do this. Don't do this. Don't do this. Do this. So I think he's one of my guys I'm looking forward to. I mean, I'm looking forward to all my guys. Don't get me wrong,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I've trained Frankie since he was 15, 16 years old in wrestling. I coached him in wrestling, middle school, 1 year in high school. So I think I have a special bond with him because he was one of my wrestlers.
Yeah, no, yeah,
And he was with me before I even opened up my actual gym. So
yeah.
um yeah, him and then Kevo, he's one of my heavyweight guys. Big dude, uh likes to fucking bang. So I might be hitting you up for a boxing match for him.
Yeah, either or. Either if it's, you want to get him, he's amateur, right? Correct.
Yeah.
Either if it's amateur, of course, amateur, I can get him linked up on some amateur. The only thing with the amateur fight is he'll have to go on USA Boxing, get registered, and it costs him like probably $90. But if he's going to get that book, he might as well just do that on the side too. That's going to
Right.
help him out in the long run. You know how that goes. You don't want to just do it one
Exactly.
time and then waste that $90 because I'm sure there's guys out there he can fight in the amateur division for sure. Just to
Yeah.
get him that experience of standing up and all that stuff you need them to do. Because we know the heavyweights. You get a heavyweight that got some good hands on him with some power.
Oh, he can move for him being, what did he weigh in?
And move, yeah. And move.
240, 250, and he moves like he's a 205er. Like he
Uh,
moves.
yeah. You don't want to get
He's a
them
mover.
heavyweights with bricks at their feet and just don't move anywhere. You know what I mean? The ones that can move, them are the ones that end up doing the best.
Yeah.
And probably in MMA too. I see that. I share MMA UFC fights, and it seems like the ones that actually can move are the ones that usually do a good job. And the ones that sit there and bang, they either get clipped or they clip the other guy.
Exactly. Like, I don't know. Do you know about Kim?
Yeah.
Cleveland?
Yep.
Same thing. He moves. He likes to pop, move. That's been my guy. I think 18 years. 18 years.
That's funny.
He's one of those other guys that likes to move, pop, and move.
Yeah, that's funny you bring his name up because he'll be fighting on that RFA card as well for his first boxing match.
Wait,
Hell
what?
Yeah. We're bringing him up.
Oh, in March?
Yes, sir. March 16th,
definitely.
baby. Motherfucker
didn't even tell me. I just talked to him too.
Hey, this card is going. I'm saying it because I'm promoting already. So, this card is going to be. It's the card, dude. Trust me. If anything that I've got involved with, it's going to be worth the shit. See what I'm saying?
Is it just boxing, or you do kickboxing too?
It's just boxing. So
Okay.
it's going to be a lot of their guys' debuts. We have more local guys on here that's going to be on as well. I just got to make sure which one's all signed the contract before I say their name, but I know damn well Rakim is on it. We've been talking with him a lot.
I just talked to him too. He didn't say shit to me, motherfucker, bro.
Well, maybe he's focusing on his fight in January, his MMA fight, maybe. Because I can see him, he's been posting that up. Maybe after that he'll start letting people know. But cats out the bag, that's between us. But I'm sure when people start listening to the podcast, they'll be like, "Damn, he's fight." It's just, it's just advertising. I'm sure he's cool with that too because he'll be selling tickets as well and all that stuff. So yeah, I'm looking forward to him because when we started talking about that, and that was one of the first names that popped in my head. I said, "Damn, I wonder if Rakim will fight him." Because I seen him. He used to fight MMA. Boy, he's local too. He had all kinds of people. So that's the kind of people we need. We need people like that. They want to come up, and he can fight.
He's not even from here, and he has so many fans here in Iowa.
Yeah, I said I said, yeah, he's an MMA guy, but he can strike. I see that. Bang, I can see. So yeah, that's gonna be a good one. And like I said, we have some like Corey Simpson's on the card. We have some other local ones. We'll keep that all under wraps because I'm not even sure that them guys are under contract yet. Signed the contract for it yet. But I know for sure that them two are big ones. Like I said, along with my group of my good kids, they're going to be fighting. The amateur card alone is going to be off the chain. So I'm really looking forward to that one. I'm also going to have my own amateur fight coming up in middle of February. So there's a lot of boxing going to be coming to Des Moines.
Oh,
for
you're
sure.
fighting?
No, my amateur kids, my show.
Oh, I was about to say, oh shit,
No,
Pepe getting back in there?
Not me. They want me to do the Masters, man, but man, I think I end up hurting myself. I'll end up hurting a shoulder or a back or something, trying to hurt somebody.
Hey man, I feel that, man. I'm getting too old for this.
I'll stick to just training people, man. I just smack them around when they drop their hands.
I feel that. I'm getting to that point, man.
Yeah, but I know. I talked to Gilbert about that. I said, "Hey man, let's do boxing first, man. And after that, man, sky's the limit, man. You can do kickboxing, you can do MMA. You just gotta get the cage, just because." Got MMA guys around here that always want to compete. You know, at
Yeah.
the end of the day, people are like, well, they're trying. No, we're not trying. We're just trying to give more platforms for people to fight on. It's not
Yeah.
because we see this guy doing this guy doing that. It's not about that. It's about because, say for instance, and you know very well, Nate. So they have a card for an MCC or a local guy. How many fighters get left out from fighting? Why not have another show next month but a different organization?
Yeah. No,
The
I
kids
feel
get
that.
to
I
keep
feel that.
fighting, and like I said, some people try to. I'm not sure, not MMA wise, but some people try to get like newer guys to sign to them, and they only can fight for them. No, man, we're not trying to do that.
Yeah.
We want it as long as your manager, if you have a manager and your coach, all you guys know, we're open for anybody. We're not trying to keep anyone on a contract. That's not how it goes because you get stuck on a contract, you fighting once every 5-6 months. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? We're trying to do something every 3 to 4 months. And if
Especially
it's
if
the
you're
same,
amateur, you shouldn't be signing contracts anyway.
yeah. So I
I
said
guess for
that's one.
MMA, you should, if you're an amateur, you shouldn't be signing a
No,
multi-fight contract or
I'm talking about
I'm
the
going to get a
boxing
fight
wise.
for this
Yeah, I'm talking about for
promotion.
boxers
Okay,
going pro. Yeah,
they
you
do
get
that?
some that do that. Oh yeah, yeah.
What? That's crazy.
Yeah. So I told him to give us. No, we ain't doing that, man. I'll be a part of your thing. What's going on until I think things aren't not building up because not right. I gotta have a voice in it. I gotta have opinion. I've been around the
Yeah,
shit for a long ass time. I know how the stuff works. Just come together. Let's talk together and make it work. And then I think this could be a big thing, not only for locals but for my amateurs I have coming up. I see about having about three of my amateur kids will be turning pro probably in the fall. So that'll be a good platform for them to fall on and build them up through that platform as
yeah,
pros. Because we're not going to sit there and chase national titles around for years and years and years. Next, you know, these kids are 20, 25, 26. They don't wasted 6 years chasing a title around
right,
when they can just get brought up. You know, they can
right.
get brought up the right way, keep working, stuff like that. But yeah, so that's gonna be a good one, man. You'll start seeing stuff because we starting in 2024, we'll start putting out matchups. You'll start seeing them. I'll be sharing them. We're waiting on everyone's posters, I mean, not posters, their profile pictures and all that stuff. So you guys will start seeing the matchups coming next month. Or even
Nice.
before that, we're just waiting on everyone to get their stuff. Once everyone gets their stuff in, that's when we're gonna start posting up the matchups. And yeah, so it's going to be good. So we're hoping to see all of our local guys out there just support their friends and their friends out there getting their grind on and working with you on the bucket list. You're already on my list, so I have a list of guys. Just because they're not in this show, that don't mean they're going to be on the future show.
Yeah.
But you're on it for sure. I have some other guys too. But so how long have you been wanting to put that on your bucket list? Has it been something for a long time or something since you got older?
A little bit since I got older, last maybe 3-4 years. Because it's not as taxing on my body as MMA is. Yeah, I mean, you get hit body head, but you don't have to worry about the kicks, getting kneed in the body, get kneed in the face, getting elbowed in the face. Worry about the takedowns, worry about the submissions. I don't have to worry about that. I have to worry about my hands and movement. And so I think, like I said, I just want to do it once, maybe twice, just to say, hey, boom, I've done almost every
There you
aspect
go.
of martial art.
Yeah, and that's the same thing Gilbert said too. Because man, I should have listened to you 8 years. How many years ago was it? Back in 2018. He said I should have listened to you back then. And just went straight boxing because I could have been way down the road. I said, yeah. I said, but you still had your thing and you wanted to do MMA and stuff. But that's the same thing he said, and he said he just wanted to box because he's getting older. He's getting older, and that's things he has to worry about, and that's injuries and stuff. Because
Yep.
yeah, you get hurt in boxing too, but most of the time in boxing, when you get hurt, it's either like a hurt hand or a broken nose or something because you're not moving your damn head or you don't throw a punch right. But
Right.
you don't worry about more of the knees, and the knees are tore up from or an arm getting, you know what I mean? Well,
Yeah.
every now and then from an arm, you don't throw a punch. You know what I'm talking about, though.
Yeah, definitely.
I wouldn't. You still can get beat up in boxing. If you're, like I tell people all the time. I said, the guys I don't like watching box are the ones that think they're real tough, because they sit there and just take too much punishment, and the egos start getting in there, and they're like, no, no, I'm like, man, I just hope after the fight. It's just not even this box thrown together. Hopefully this guy's okay. He took a lot of goddamn punches. You know what I mean? Hopefully someone's checking on this dude, because that was a good ass fight, but he was getting lit up for the whole fight. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I think that'd be cool to get you on and get you matched up and see you here and doing something you want to do to say that. Yeah, you did it all. You did it all.
Maybe Tony.
Ooh, yeah, I know Tony. He's
I
had a
mean,
couple.
I mean, he's always telling me or told me that I'm just a wrestler. So,
I never thought about that. Yeah.
and like I said, I have nothing against him. He's came in my world, MMA. Maybe boxing or kickboxing.
Yep. I might have to reach out to old Tony. I haven't talked to Tony in a while, because he came to my gym that one time for his last, I'm not sure if his last pro fight, but the one he had over at the Horizon Center, I think it's called. He came in for a little bit and trained, but like I tell people, you got to come in for more than a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That way you can, not trying to say that way you can learn more of what we're trying to put into you. You know what I mean? You don't have to do so much if you come in, you don't come in that much. You come in, but you don't come in like you should come in. That makes sense to you, Nate.
Yeah. No, I always tell my guys, if I try to give them like at least a 6 week to 8 week camp. You need to come in at least at the 5 days that I'm open, 6 days that I'm open. You need to at least come in 3 days.
That's what
4
I tell them.
And if you can't do that, I'm gonna pull you.
That's
because if you can't take 2 hours out of your day, 3 days a week, to come in and train for yourself to get yourself better, then why am I gonna go out there and put my name on the line, put my gym on the line, and go out there and corner you if you gas out in the first minute? That doesn't make any sense to me.
That's exactly what I tell them. I said, I understand some of you guys have jobs, but at least try to make it in here 3 days a week. And on them days that you have to work, you don't work all day. Go out there and run, jump rope, do squats, do push-ups, do something that's going to benefit you, not just take the day off. You still got to
be in the gym on time.
And yeah, exactly. On time, because then you can just throw everything off. If you come walking in half hour, 45 minutes late, we're trying to work on a bunch of drills. Now, I'd be like, just go do your own thing over there. Go hit the bag or something. You don't missed out on your opportunity to do all these drills because you don't get there on time.
Exactly. No, I feel that. I got to stop what I'm doing and reteach what I just taught to everybody else that was already there. So yeah. I understand. I mean, it's a new breed of fighters right now, and it's not. I don't like it.
I'm glad you said that.
They want everything right then and there, now, and they don't want to work for it. And I'm trying to get my guys like, hey, listen, that's not how it fucking goes. Like, I've been doing this 17 years. You have to work for what you want. It's not going to be handed to you. It's not going to come quick. It's going to be long, hard. You know what I mean? Tedious work.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. My the first half of the podcast was talking about how teaching these new kids how to box is like teaching them school, because they don't know how to grind like we did back in the days. It's just totally different. And I finally put my mind around it. I'm like, yeah, I guess I gotta start teaching like a school, because the other way was working, but I can see the little difference because the kids are understanding a little bit better if I do it like at school. You know what I mean? But definitely, it is what it is, man. But like I said, we're running out of time because we only get 30 minutes before the Zoom start messing up. But I'm definitely going to want to bring you in here to sit around here table. I'm gonna bring a bunch of local guys in here one of these days, and we're all going to sit here and cut it up and just talk about things and ask each other questions and stuff like that.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Get you in here, bring your belts or whatever you gotta do. And we can do that. I wouldn't even mind getting a bunch of coaches together and just sitting here and talk about things. So that'd be cool. But yeah, man. I know it took us a while to get this going because of everything, with the technical stuff, but we got it all taken care of. And like I said, we're just trying to work with the Zoom stuff so people can't make it, they can still do it from the house. But I like it when they're in here. You can feel the vibe a lot more when people are on the
Yeah,
table talking this, like chopping it up. Like, yeah, you know what I mean. You can
yeah.
look at each
Next
other
time
more.
I'm gonna definitely have to make it in because I think it'll be a lot more, you know what I mean, physical and a lot more, you know what I mean, get that vibe in there.
Exactly, exactly. So, all right, man. Just keep an eye out for what's going on in 2024, Nate. I got you on my list for sure. You
Yes, sir.
never know. Something might pop up for March 16th. You never know. I'm gonna start making some calls. You gave me a good
Okay,
ass idea.
let's
That's a
go.
great idea. But Roddy here from episode 6 with MMA local fighter coach, gym owner Nate Williams. You got anything to say before we leave, Nate?
Man, I just want to thank everybody that supported me. Thank Pepe for having me on the podcast, man. This was awesome. And don't forget January 20th. Tune in.
There you go. I'll also be sharing some of his stuff too, so you guys can check him out. This is the realest amateur boxing podcast with Coach Pena, and we out of here.
This podcast is brought to you by Infinite Resources, a local staffing agency connecting diverse job candidates in central Iowa companies.
Amplified.